truth in mind.
Welcome back to Marriage Unscripted podcast. I'm Coach Mo.
I'm Darvin McLean.
I hope everyone has had a wonderful week since our last time we met. Listen, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about, before you get married, talk about a little bit about relationship, talk a little bit about what are the expectations of a man, and what are the expectations of a woman. So, honey, what are some of the things that as a man you look for or have looked for in a woman? You know, do men go in looking for marriage material? Do you go in, tell me a little bit about what men look for. What are they seeking?
I think they're seeking someone that can be open and honest and know how to communicate. That's the top two things.
Top, open and honest to communicate. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Man, honest, man. Be honest about yourself, because everybody bring baggage to the relationship, and some women don't want to talk about it. Some of them do.
So let me ask you: are men honest?
I would think every person is honest.
I don't know about that, honey.
But
because there are men.
Then again, it couldn't. They might not be honest because they'll come into the relationship, and some of them come in a relationship. They ain't got no expectations. They just trying to get to know the person, then trying to make sure that's the right person they want to be with.
So, is it that? Okay, well let's talk. Is it really that they're looking for the person that they want to be with, or they're just looking for the next fling? Because some men like to have what is called these days situationships. You know what that is?
Yeah, I know what situationship.
So what does that look like?
Well, some guys. I mean, I've been out of dating game 20 years, but
yes,
but some guys come in there. They're not looking for no marriage. They're just looking for somebody to spend a little time with. If it work out, it work out. That's the attitude of some of these men these days. Because it's a whole different generation.
Yeah.
Because if I had to go back 20 years, I was looking for a relationship. I mean, when I met you, I was already, pushing 40 and
no, you weren't.
That's why I was 37.
Oh.
So I was looking for a relationship, and I won't looking. I won't go in the clubs no more. I won't go in the house parties. I won't do none of that.
But you have some men that are in at that particular time period, like you were in your late 30s when we met, but you still have men who are still in their late 30s, 40s, and some 50s are still out here clubbing, doing the things.
Them the ones that's lost. That's what I call it. They lost. They don't know what they want to do in life, with their life, and they don't want to settle down. They just don't want to do nothing. They just want to continue to do what they want to do, and that's it. But they got to realize they gonna get old. They're gonna need somebody to take care of them.
Yeah, and they could have had several women throughout their time period. I'm sure they could have had at least one or two of them.
Yeah, but just like men and women, some of them they go looking for things in the wrong place. So,
I kind of think that's true for women too, in a sense that if you because we are nurturers, by nature, we are, most women are really in it at the long haul, right? It's not that to me, and I can only speak for me from what I had to deal with. I did not get a father. I did not have a father in the home that would teach me about relationships or teach me about, men and their mindset. I didn't have that. So I had to go out here and figure it out myself. I didn't have anybody that said, hey, Monica, you are loved. I love you. I care about you. And the first person that even said that to me, it was like, oh, okay, well, this is the only person that's giving me some attention. So it's a different type mindset when women are out here really wanting to, I'm not going to say fill the void that a father didn't, but I'm just going to say, just to kind of remind her who she is as a queen, as royalty, as, a daughter who is loved. And so when we are out here in the dating scene, I feel like that we're looking for someone who values us and who would kind of want to mold us. And I guess for me, I'm not going to say a father, but I am going to say that there's someone that can lead me, that can say, hey, you don't need to do this. You don't need to go this path, the next phase. So we were, in a sense, I was kind of looking for love in the wrong place, so to speak. But for men, what they be doing? Are they looking for love in the wrong place?
They are doing. They doing it too. Looking for love in the wrong places. They go to nightclubs. They go to nightclubs to find a wife. That's the wrong place you want to go to a nightclub, and try to find a wife.
Well, where do you go?
Ain't no wives in there. Church.
Well, wait a minute now.
It's some. Well, it's some. It can go both ways. It might be some in the church. Might not none.
You would hope that it is. The church is where you can find a wife. But let's be honest here.
But sometimes you rolling the dice.
Ooh, rolling. You're gambling.
Yeah, you gambling.
You're gambling with your own life.
Yeah, you gambling.
That's something right there. So was it a gamble with me, honey?
No, no gamble. No, I ain't gonna say that.
So what was it?
And the other thing, a woman gotta have her head screwed on right. You ain't gotta be out there getting all loud and ghetto and don't want a man telling you what to do. Some of them don't want to listen, because they that's just the way it is. But when the relationship I got into 20 years ago, I wasn't looking for no. If somebody gave me drama 20 years ago and I'm trying to date you, I'd have ran and went the other way. Cause I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna do no drama. It ain't gonna be something going on all the time. No, yeah. I ain't. That make you tired.
Yeah, it does, and it's tiring. It's tiring from a female's perspective. I know for me, yeah, I may have a disagreement. Yeah, I may want to get my point across, but listen, arguing and being at each other's necks, look, that's tiring. And keeping it up. Now, you mentioned earlier about being honest. Being honest. And I kind of led with, are men honest with what they're wanting? So if a man,
some are, but well, if they're not honest, because they can't be honest because they don't know what they want. So,
or they do know what they want, and they tell women.
Well, they do know what they want, but they can't express it.
Well, maybe some. But I also think sometimes that men can express. Say for instance, some men come out and say, "Hey, I only want a situationship. I only want to do what we need to do, and then just go. I don't want no attachment. I don't want nothing like that." And they tell women that.
Yeah,
they tell women that. So women have, when they say that,
but you got
women have a choice.
You got women looking for situationships too.
Yeah,
they don't want attachment. They don't want no strings. They just want to do what they want to do and go about their business. So,
do you think that's dangerous?
Yeah.
How so?
I mean, with my background working in disease intervention, yeah, that's dangerous. So a lot of times those situations, some women protect themselves, some don't.
I forgot about that, y'all. He has a He is a health care administrator by trade. And y'all, his background, very interesting. Very interesting. He would be the one to kind of get the notification that someone was tested positive for HIV or tested positive for syphilis or anything, and tried to go out and find their partners. So that was his background. That is something that he did as a work profession. And the stories that he used to tell me about how that really disrupted the family life because somebody stepped out and thought they were hiding it. That's dishonest. That's disloyal. That is all the things. And so, yeah, either you... That's something right there. Really? It is dangerous. It is dangerous, especially even when you're not married, and even when you are married. You've got to be totally honest with the individual, and I think women will respect you better. And I'm not just ganging on men. I'm talking about the women as well. Be honest. Listen, if you out here having multiple partners, or if you out here wanting a situationship, or if you're out here wanting, hey, I only want companionship or friendship, be honest. Be honest. And we're not so much as talking about intimacy. We're talking about as a friend. There are some women that can lead a man on to get whatever they can get from that man. That's not being honest. That's not you looking at your character here. What type of character are you willing to have? And when that goes to for the men, the character, so what is it about, being honest? You should be honest at the beginning stage of whatever relationship that you're trying to have. So at the beginning stage, right? Right. Always being honest. And there was something else that you talked about too, about what was it? The two things? Oh, communication. Mm-hmm. Being able to communicate. So if you're able to communicate what you're expecting out of the relationship, hey, you'll be able to communicate throughout the relationship. Hopefully. Sometimes people still can't communicate. Sometimes. Talk to me a little bit about communication. What was your thoughts with it when you mentioned that?
Well, if you go communicate with a person, you gotta know how to articulate your point, get your point across, make sure they understand where you're coming from. Y'all just got to get an understanding between each other to know where y'all situation is going.
What your expectations are.
Yeah, expectations.
What your expectations in a relationship. Yeah. What your expectations are. Yep. As it's almost kind of like a goal setting or a 5-year plan. And I'm not saying that a relationship has to begin and stay for 5 years. I'm just saying it's kind of like you have to what should you be asking, or what should you be kind of leaning to?
It's not a 5-year plan. It's what do you want from me immediately? Not in a couple weeks, not in a couple months. What do you want from me right now?
Did I ask you that in the beginning?
No.
I didn't. Mm-mm. How did I miss that question? No, because I think when we were dating, I think there were some questions and there were some things that I really didn't need to know, because I am an observer. I observe your behavior. I observe your character.
Me too.
I observe how you talk to people. Honestly and truly, I observe the relationships that you have with other people. And if those things, there are certain questions that I didn't necessarily need to ask because I observed it. And it wasn't just one time. It was multiple times. Now, let me just be clear. I didn't take him immediately around my family yet.
Nope. She sure didn't.
I didn't. Because I needed to make sure, is this the person that I want to take that next step? Because for me, I had to really be able to speak and say, hey, I'm having conversations with somebody that I really like and whatnot. And it's not for permission, but I just had to have that discernment and really know who you are. So I felt like I didn't have to ask for, what do you want from me, immediately. I observed it. I knew he took care of his own.
It's like this. If a woman meet a guy, and some women don't like this, some women feel if a guy is taking care of his mother too much, or they think he is a mother's boy or whatever. Call me what you want. Yeah, I probably was a mother's boy. I took care of my mama. I made sure she had everything that she needed. But some women like that in a man because they know if you can take care of your mother,
you're gonna take care
you
of
can take care of me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but you know, it didn't matter to me. I didn't care personally. You know me. I don't care what you think of me. It don't bother me one way or the other.
Baby. Baby. Y'all see me kind of tapping him because he get ready to go down the tangent now. He get ready to go down the tangent. No, seriously. See, he is very much like that, in a sense that he is very, secure in what he does and who he is. And I like that. I never wanted somebody who was very timid about who they are. Because to me, that means I can change the role and be the leader where he needs to be the leader. I don't have to change that role. In our marriage, in our relationship, even when we were dating, I still had, I was like, okay, my goodness. And there was a moment where I had to say, now, Darwin, you are not my daddy now. I did. I had to really tell him. I had to really tell him. But it wasn't like it hit his whole persona, his whole character is a protective character.
Yep, that's what it
is. I'm telling you, we'll talk about, the parenting styles a little bit later, but it was his character. He is a protector by nature. Who does that remind you of? Isn't God a protector by nature? Yeah, that is the trait that God has given him, to be a protector over his household, right? And so I had to, as we were dating, look, I still was my own individual person now. I wasn't under that covenant yet. I wasn't under that covenant, and I had to just tell him, like, wait a minute now, you are, even when we got married, I still had to tell him, you're not my daddy, you're my husband. And there's a difference. But at the same token, I had to submit to that. I had to submit to that authority. We're going to talk a lot about submission, because I think it's very important that we understand what submission is. I think the last time we met, we talked about submission as being an effective leader. Same thing. Submission is being an effective protector. And that's totally what the male perspective is to be a protector. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. I am a protector. I have my circles very small, and the people around me, I care about them. I'm gonna protect them. If I see them doing something wrong, I'm gonna point it out. And we go talk about it. I'm gonna hear yours. You go hear my perspective. I'm gonna hear your perspective. And if yours sound okay, I agree with it. If mine sound okay, you can agree with me. If we don't like each other, perspective, we can meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. So even so, as we were talking about and navigating, you had talked about being honest and communicating well. Any type of relationship, fam, you got to be able to communicate. You have to be able to communicate effectively and clearly. And that is something that we as a people need to understand and need to be able to do to do and learn how to do. And not only as we're discussing and as we're talking, understand that that is a two-way communication channel. So as he is talking to me, I am talking to him. And, there are moments where I have to, because I tend to, do I talk over you? No. I can't talk over you.
No. No, because I'm not going to listen. I'm going to walk off.
No, it's not. I'm not. When I say talk over, do I always have to get my point across?
No. Sometimes, but not all the time.
What you mean sometimes?
I listen to you. I listen to you. If your point sound good, okay, we'll go with it. If it sounds like it's not right, I'm going to let you know it's not right. Look, let's do it this way. I do that all the time.
Yeah, he does. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does. And so communication is key. What are some other things that as someone that is dating?
They got to be able to trust that person. If they go be with that person, if you go be with somebody and continue to be with somebody, can you trust that person with your life? Because you got men and women. You get in some situations, and boy, you be like, man, I don't know if I can trust this person. Or this person always put me in some kind of danger.
Oh, danger.
You don't need that kind of drama, and you don't need that in your life.
Danger.
I ain't gonna let nobody put me in danger.
It's
and another thing is this. Yeah, my wife talked about my work history as a disease public health, working disease intervention, but I'm also ex-law enforcement. I'm a detention officer. I was
Father
a jailer.
God, help me, Jesus.
So I know I know what danger look like. I know how to avoid it, and on top of that, I'm ex-military through and through. So
I don't have to worry. And I think that is something that we as women, or just in any spectrum, as a man, as a woman, is the person that you're trying to be with or trying to establish a life with you, are they going to elevate you? Are they going to keep you safe? Are you still going to be safe? Or are they out to harm you? Listen, we have wolves in sheep's clothing. So are you going to be able to have somebody that's going to do and to protect you and safeguard you and to kind of tell you some things that you can't see with the physical eye? Are you going to be able to trust that the things that they say to you are going to be beneficial to you? There are some things that I tell him that I have never spoken to anybody else. Never in my life. And I trust him. You know why? Because to this day, he has never said it to anybody else. So that is the type of relationship, that is the type of aspect that we're talking about. Can you trust that individual? Can they protect you? And can you trust them with your life? Can you? Can you trust me with your life?
Yeah, because I know you can put me in no danger.
And you best believe, if somebody tries to, I'm going fighting. I protect him. He has been covered. He has been anointed. He don't really know that I've anointed him. He has been anointed. He has been uncovered. He has been all those things. So he is well protected. My whole family is well protected. So understand that I will fight you for this one. That is being trustworthy. He trusts me with his life. My question to you, family, is when you're dating and even when you're engaged, and best believe when you're married, can you trust somebody? Can you be honest with them? Can you be open and articulate what you need and what you're desiring and what you're looking for? If you can't do those three things, then you need to have, we've got to have a further discussion. You think?
Yeah, we do.
You think? Now, do you have any like other thoughts in regarding, the trust factor? We talked about honesty. We talked about trusting. We talked about communication. What about being transparent and open?
Well, I did say open in the beginning.
Oh, well, explain that.
Just be open and transparent. Don't act like you gotta. When I say open and be transparent, be yourself around that person. Because if you're gonna spend the rest of your life with that person, they need to know you. If you goofy, you're just goofy. If you just act crazy sometimes, you just act crazy sometimes. Or if you cuckoo or cheesy or corny, that's just you.
Darwin, do we act that way?
No.
Where did you come with this information?
I'm just talking. Because you got women out there like that. You got men out there like that that's cheesy and corny and they cuckoo. And you don't know they cuckoo until you get a relationship with them.
Now, what you mean by cuckoo?
They just crazy as hell.
Darwin!
They want them undercover crazy people.
Darwin! Oh my gosh. Okay, so I might have to taper. Okay, so, but when you say cuckoo, I wasn't thinking about it in that regard. No, I was thinking.
I was. Why not thinking of it like that?
But no,
If you cuckoo, you just cuckoo. Some people undercover. You don't know they cuckoo until you actually really get to know them. You be like, wait a minute. I'm gonna stay with her, but she a little cuckoo. I know not to push that button. You know, you learn a person as you spend time with them and get married. Going through girlfriend engagement, and by the time you hit the marriage point, you already know she cuckoo.
Well, let me ask you.
Don't push that button.
Let me ask you this. So, out of all the all the things that we talked about, as far as dating, right? As far as being open, being transparent, being honest, being trustworthy, having effective communication and listening and all that stuff. Do you think it changes, or does anything added come when you become engaged?
No, I think it changes because I'm just speaking for men. Most men don't listen in the beginning, and then over the years, as they come girlfriend, engaged, and husband and wife, then they learn how to effectively listen to their wife. Some of us, it's just a learning process.
It's learning as far as how to be
learning that person.
Yeah. And I have been, talking, and I'm a big proponent of learning each other's love language. Learning each other how to, and love language is a form of communication. So if you, just like English, Spanish, and any other type of auditory language, we do have a love language that each one of us really responds to. Our love languages are different, but I know that if I need something that is my love language, he always is willing to accommodate. Same thing for him. His love language, honestly, is really not with me. His love language is providing for his family or taking care of his household. Case in point, he talked about his therapy, his language, and that's pretty much cutting the grass, cooking, for people. I post a lot about him cooking. I didn't get a chance to post today, but I post a lot about him cooking. Now, we'll talk about roles in further areas, but I do not have a problem, ladies, men. I do not have a problem allowing the husband to cook. I don't. He loves to cook. I am not going to deter him from doing something that he loves. That is his love language. He loves to do that. And so as you're dating, as you're getting to know each other, you're going to start learning some love languages. And I think it will change when you get married. When you are dating and when you are engaged, when you're dating, you're trying to go about, is this the right fit? When you're engaged, yeah, I think this is the right fit. We're ready for the next step. But when you're married, very different. You're combining two households into one.
Yep.
And you're having to learn each other when you were living apart, but now you're living together. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to be tested. You're going to be, I'm not going to say stressed, but you're going to be tested in a sense that you've got to learn each other in a different capacity. Mm-hmm. In a different capacity. And so learning, the honesty, of course, still stays. The trust still stays. The communication changes. It doesn't go anywhere. It just changes. What do you think? What are some of the things that changed for us after we got married?
Well, as far as communication?
Mm-hmm. Anything.
Well, we for us, I'm an early riser, you're not. And
see, why do you have to even go there?
I'm an early riser, you're not. And I know
you go to bed early and I do not.
Yeah, I do. Right. That's true. Because I think I need my rest. But I think in that situation, sometimes I may have to, stay up late if I need to, or I'll do my best to hang in there. I get tired. I just get tired because I wake up so early in the morning.
Yeah.
I still get up like I'm getting up for the military.
Yeah, he does.
So that has not changed. And I get up in the morning, and before my son or my wife come downstairs, they have a meal waiting on them.
So, yes, we had to adjust to each other's schedule.
Yeah.
We really did. We had to, as something as simple as watching things on TV changed.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it wasn't it wasn't a bad thing. It was just changed. What did we used to do? We watched some crazy sci-fi movies.
Yeah, we did.
Where every movie was about an animal.
Yeah, it was.
Coming to torture a community.
Yep.
Y'all know. Y'all know what it was. We got married, and as things happened, it was like, this is just stupid.
Yeah, why are we watching this?
Why are we watching this? Uh-huh. I mean, just as simple as that. So, I mean, and I think the communication changed, but it got better. Because and there were times where we bumped heads because, like he said, he's an early riser. I am a late riser. I have to be woken up at a certain way. He can get up. The alarm can go off.
I don't even
need he don't need one, but the alarm will go off and he just gets up, feet on the floor, ready to go. Nope. Not me. I need about a good 15 more minutes. And then I get up, and it burns him up to this day. To this day, it burns him up. So those are some of the things that is you're having to learn or to combine or adapt. I think that's a better word. Adapt to different behaviors. Understand, we are still very much two different people.
Yep, still individuals.
Yep. There are things that I like that he don't like. There are things that he likes that I don't like. And that's okay. We've learned to deal with it. We've grown closer with that. Again, doesn't mean just because you get married that you got to change for somebody else, or you got to start liking, or you start, it is interesting. Some men get turned off when you lose your identity because you're dating them.
Yeah, you done flip-flop. Yep, but stay the same. Yeah, that's what you do. Yeah. That's what you do. And some women, they forget who they are. Yeah. Some men forget who they are.
Yeah.
So
they want the extravagance, the glamour, all that, to be with a person that they've had a crush on forever, and they have gotten to the point where, I'm just going to join the church, their church. I'm going to be around them all the time, and that is some men, that's a big turnoff. Yeah, that's a huge turnoff. I didn't join his church because I knew he was there. In fact, I didn't even know that the church was his family church.
Yeah,
it was. We were dating 6 months into our relationship before I even told him that I was going to my church. Mm-hmm. So, and then he was like, oh, yeah. Next thing I know, we went to church maybe, 2 Sundays, and he was up there joining the church. I said, look at the Lord right now. Won't he do it? So, I mean, don't lose. Yeah, you're going to have to adapt to some things.
But don't lose yourself.
Yep. Don't lose yourself. Look, it has been wonderful. I have truly enjoyed. Didn't you enjoy talking to me, honey?
I enjoy talking to you all the time.
Oh, see, he loves me. So, listen, be back here. We're doing this again. We're going to talk about the marriage, real talk. Same station, same time. Next week, we will be back here. We love you. We thank you. We will talk to you soon. Until then, see you next time. Bye.